From Owner hits on Guma. You could make a real argument for him to press Q again and try to kill him there. He does have barrier wild growth, but you've gotten so much out of it. They have so much vision around this Baron pit, and Kanavi's going to take a huge hit. Now T1 in full control.
Oh, they're trying to go for something, but Zekka's just going to get blown up. He's just gone, and Guma's alone. Delight's like, please don't kill my AD carry. But they will. And just like that, Homolive Esports, one splash in the pan in this game, and that was about it. And I think it's just done from here. It's only Zeus, and T1 will look to push mid.
I'll give him 2 splashes, okay? They had the early game.
Yeah.
Slow this down. See if they can secure the smite. I mean, that would make it worth it.
Yeah, let's see whether Owner comes over and looks for this. He is certainly going to do so as Pyosik can use the ulti to reposition, but the pop blossom onto 3. Pyosik gets into the backline, but Carrier has already created so much of a problem. He does go down as they now look for the angle. A double kill for Closer just before he goes down as Peter just barely staying alive. Pays in a lot of trouble, but Docdom as well contending with Doran as Dudu looking to cut him up. It's a double kill for the Lee Sin, and they manage to take the Drake, and Owner is able to take down
he can stop the retreat
as well. It's, oh my goodness, does smite down Shelly as Pyosik looks to try and get out of there, but there's a resonating strike. It's a Quadra, and Owner's looking for a potential Penta angle. He does find the Q onto Dudu, and he's of course going to follow it, but I don't think they're going to be able to take down the Gwen.
He's got both his summoners available for this next fight. DNS are ready to go for it.
Well, Pyosik going in, they're looking for the angle towards Pays, who throws down the culling, and in goes Closer. I'm not sure about that one, bounces out immediately, as there's the Gnar from Doran, finds the angle as Closer will be taking down Pyosik out of the fight, as well as Owner picks up the double, and he's continuing to dash forward. A decent polymorph there from Life, but Owner will not have it. Still, he does go down, but he takes the Inara with him, and Dudu's fed, but I don't think he's fed enough. It's Pays that takes him down, and it only costs them 1 jungler.
Doran just kind of flipping the equation on better Gnar, and be able to get this inner here. Pays is walking the tightrope on it.
Yeah, in goes Dudu though, looking for a bit of an angle, but he just gets blown up before he can do anything at all. The knockback onto the Pantheon as well, and now Docdom unable to do anything. T1, I think, have just won the game. The wallop comes through, down goes Closer, and blink and you'll miss it, as the game is just kinda over. He wants to start killing you, he will certainly do so, as Lucid tanks up that ulti from Pays. Carrier round the back of the pit here isn't exactly all that valuable, but Showmaker is going to be able to find Doran. He goes to the skies, might just be able to take out this LeBlanc, but he's not going to be able to do so. Still, she does die. Emperor's Divide is not going to connect onto too much more than just Lucid, as now Pays could be in trouble. Shiryu looking to try and find it, but he blast codes to get himself out, and now Faker against the world. He goes golden and gives Owner the space to go ballistic. Flashes to the side, denies Shiryu, and there is the GOAT. Ladies and gentlemen, locking down the A.
In fact, they will not, I don't think.
Well, they're going to look for it. There's the shockwave. The arrow, though, to interrupt, and Faker will just sweep them away. Flashes out of the way of Willa there as well, and Owner from the sky will execute his opposite number. Oh, God.
Flank.
Yeah, another True Shot Barrage comes in. It's the casting code one more time, as Roma gets on in there to take him down, but still he's going to die. Casting, slicing and dicing through the fight here, but it's Aurora that's doing so much damage. Doran is just gigantic. Empress Divide as Faker swoops in, and there's the Elder number 2 to go over to T1. This circus, ladies and gentlemen, they saved the best for the homestand, and the bros, I think, are now in absolute dire straits as we hit the longest game in 20 seconds time. Teams. Drake up again in 35 seconds. Great Wall is going to connect as Teddy gets stunned up, hit by a train, and taken down to the... Oh, never mind! The GA doesn't actually pop just yet. He stands his ground. The bullet time is going to get interrupted, but he takes out Owner in the meantime as another GA comes on through. Romer is just dead as Teddy's taken down. And T1, I think they may have done it. It's a double kill for Doran somehow. The ace comes in, and T1... they'll win a clean 2-0, ladies and gentlemen. And so the Rebel Baron power play, not the most gigantic thing right now, but BNK is still looking for it. The flash in from Raptor. Emperor's Divide is going to stop it as the Wild Growth. Raptor gets out with barely barely a sliver of health as Daystar, he's able to lock down Ona. There's the dash on forward as Faker is dead once again, but Doran has so much damage on this Rumble as both of the Fed members of BNK are now dead immediately after the Baron goes down. As now Raptor looking for Carrier here, but he's baiting one more time. Pays just nets himself forward, looking to take down Diablo. The final spark, not enough to kill him, but the ace in the hole will take him out. And there goes the Baron.
There's it over immediately, trying to join the rest of his team. As T1 set up in the mid lane, Light Binding goes wide as BNK moving over towards the freshly spawned Baron. Daystar flashes in, they get on top of Pays! Can they blow him up? They take him down to the GA, but there goes the Akali first off! And there's the Cassante going down as well. Pays might actually die as Raptor, he's able to pick up that kill, but Faker is still standing, and we mentioned how much damage he can do. Kellen and Raptor by themselves cannot do enough, and T1 are now closing in on the base!
That does have TP as well.
Yeah, they get the slow, and that's the flash slam. The follow-up not really there. Meanwhile, Lehen's in a bit of trouble as Zerkin's going to land on him, and Faker takes him out. Once again, we're being treated to Faker's Akali as he's kind of just walking behind enemy lines. He gets his Shroud back, and he waits for the slam, goes back in, taken super low. Faker wants that kill, and he does get it. And he will have to pay for it, but that just means the rest of T1 is here to clean up the kills. Nongshim once again over-indexing into the one kill. And it's not going to work out for them as Scout, no dash, and is in a lot of trouble as the stun does land. The root is there as well, and Doran picks up the kill with the ice. Quite the same as Vi. So now, going to throw out a bunch of stuff into Pays, and Pays just gets Wild Growth and peeled for by the Lulu. A Sponge is taking a huge amount of damage as now Faker makes his way in with the gold card, and now Doran in the back line. Nobody able to stop him as they use everything for everybody else. Equalizer comes down. A lot of damage here from the Aurora. The Faker stands his ground, throws a card in, and it's disaster for Nongshim as T1 are just decimating them here in the top river. It's an ace for T1 into the last fight. So it's just gonna be a natural engage from them. The paranoia does come down though, and Sponge cannot get into the pit. That's Baron, and now the engage comes in. The turn is there as Owner accesses that backline. They try to get on top of Pays, but they can't even take him out as it's a clean ace here for the side of T1, and that'll be the 2-0 for them tonight.
The T1 win streak continues, moving it up to 5 here at the end of round 1.
It does come in for Zeus now, but a full level is a huge deal, especially when it's level 16. So Doran going to come in looking for Delight, but does immediately get knocked up. There's the paranoia going down. Delight is very dead almost immediately as Ona gets on in there. The Cataclysm is going to lock him down, but they kill Guma before he can really do anything. Now Doran flashing out of the way. Zeka should be able to put him down, and then dash cannons towards Carrier to try and lock that one up. Now Zeus versus Faker. Is Zeus finding some revenge? Zeka? And he will find the angle there. Zeka will be able to go golden, but Faker walking so incredibly quickly. It's a double for Pays as he looks to clean up, and the footwork isn't there for the Yorick. It's a triple for Pays in the end.
Test this. Kanavi has flash, but a steal I think is the best option. They're trying to look for Faker.
Yep, the wall is actually going to cut him off, but he still had flash available as Pays runs out of white gun, but now has a very scary ultimate, although that's on cooldown. There's the knockup, but Kanavi just explodes! Pays finds it! And Zeus now just trying to be the hero for his team. We know that Gwen is so incredibly important as Ona goes in, but might need to immediately go out. There are flashes just being blown left, right, and center, and it's Ona that has his up and available. Pays able to get himself out of the way, and Zeus explodes! And now Zeka and Gumayushi just trying to deal with this. Sion, who gets a huge knock-up, interrupts the dash out of Guma, and he's just executed. The egg is going to get fried, and that is a clean ace for T1. Oh, I feel it. That game 3 right around the corner. Right around. Well, let's see. Fire kick is going to disengage as Zeus looks to make his way in. The kick is going to get him out, but Kanavi finds the Crescent Guard as Pays just going to cleanse out the exhaust, and Kanavi just goes down. They tried to take this Aphelios, but he's still on full health. Doran now standing in the front line. The Moonlight Vigil is going to miss, but Faker finds the back line. It's a wild card that kills Gumayushi, and Ona is going to catch up to Zeka, procs that Zhonya's, and he's just going to see his death as the Anivia will go down. He'll take a Guardian Angel there from the Lee Sin, but Faker is able to take out the bird, and Zeus, the last man standing, and is not going to be enough. Sort of like fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. But it doesn't really do a whole lot of everything as in goes Life, finally presses that ulti button. Kyoshik tries his hand at pressing R, but he will just be escorted to the death chamber. Pathmaker from Dudu, but he gets charmed up, and Closer trying to escape. Fake is going to allow him to also via the death chamber, and they will just execute 4 people in a row. King. As they do pilot Shelly forward, that is going to be Ona going a little deep, but there's Carrier finding the Pop Blossom into the Shockwave, and it eliminates everyone. Kyoshik trying to get something done. Dudu there as well, but Closer is likely to die. Faker with a big old shield keeping himself alive, and Dudu is gonna die as a result. They're gonna break the base at 18.5 minutes. Oh my goodness, just give Carrier the palm.
Ona starts a fight, but Carrier just slides in and
on top of that. As now Lucid's like, surely I can take out this war, and I'm not so sure about that, as the stolen Ash Arrow are going to delay them, but Lucid gets caught up in the wall, and even with the subjugate, just kind of falls over.
you take a step too far in your own jungle, and you're just dead. You just get jumped on, Faker turns up, feels like the whole squad's there, and Lucid goes down. Now Doran looking.
Doran is going crazy right now. He's got the backup with the Wild Growth, takes a huge amount of damage from the Rumble, and he stays alive for so long. And he doesn't care that he's dead. The rest of the team is following up. Nice help from Career, but it's too little, and it's way too late. As T1 are very aggressive from the side of T1. I'm not sure if you get away with this, but they are going to find Career, who is now basically not a champion owner. Gonna get the Rift Herald kill. Did not get the eye just yet. Shiu trying to frontline here. It looks like T1, they're just gonna not get the eye.
They can't approach. And Shiwu is so tanky already. Oh, Doran's going for it.
Yeah, and he might just be able to dash his way in, and one more dash, there it is. Picks it up, uses it immediately, trying to get into the action Herald. It's gonna miss the ult, but now Lucid in an awkward spot, and both the junglers are going to hit the ground. Doran is gonna hop into this one, but now Smash gonna get knocked up by the Rift Herald, who is just spinning around and getting so much value on those knockups. It's insane. And the Ambessa is running wild in the back line. As Showmaker now all alone, trying to just poke out Paze and Carrier. And even Doran now getting pretty low. Shiu at least able to get that kill, but a stun lands on a Showmaker. And the engage code comes out from Nico from Carrier. And it's going to turn it in favor of T1. A lot of posturing here for this Chemtech Soul as we're flashing right onto Smash. The follow-up is there from the side of Carrier, but where's the damage? As finally a bit comes out from the side of Faker, and Lucid takes an E to the back. As Doran gets in front of that, and also there's the Anivia wall, so she was like, man, why am I playing Scion? The public execution does come in, and Shiu is taking a beating, but that is just a Scion. Showmaker trying to make a big difference here, but he's kind of all alone in terms of damage, and he just explodes in under a second. And the damage out of Paze right now is insane. Gonna pick up another one. A zombie Scion can do all he wants.
To respawn, but that Elder Dragon is being cut down quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they have to get in here. Lucid, he looks like he is going to be the one that goes in, but the turn comes out from Carrier. They ult on a Smash, and again, he just dies, trades his life for the Nico, and the damage is just way too much out of Paze. Goes forward after Lucid goes in, and is just able to clean everybody up. Gonna get the GA out of Lucid, and both the carries are down. So at the end of the day, Shiu is just left by his lonesome. It'll take a while to go down, but T1 will clean up the fight and look to push to end.
You know, I feel like the...
Okay, here comes a really optimistic TF and ult.
Yeah, Scout is just going to get turned on here by Paze. Does actually make it out. No! Calculated there on the red buff tick. As Paze now throws the arrow out, and the Arcane Shift isn't going to be enough to get Diablo out of it. It's a triple hit for Paze as he's on the warpath looking for even more. Kingin will not find the public execution, but he might find the pentakill here for Paze, who picks it up at 22 minutes in game number 1.
All right. Canyon maybe going to find him. Both these junglers, as you mentioned, the keys of this one, as that wall is going to deny. Faker's been so good with his walls in this game. As now the jungler's looking to collapse. Canyon's got an angle on that backline. Paze in a bit of trouble, but the kick is there. But now the Elder in position for maybe the swipe to go, and it goes to Owner again. As he's able to steal it, this guy will not be stopped. as Keen, nearly unkillable, but eventually he will fall to the Elder Burn. As now the flash wall comes in. Chovy, though, looking to turn it on the Faker, but it's only the egg that he gets. And Pay's still alive. They're looking to take him down, but they will not be successful. Ruler, still alive, still has a full health bar, and still looking for more. Pace has done 14k damage in the one fight. As T1 are looking to push mid.
Because of the Bloodthirster, but Ruler and Duro are there. It's long timers on the respawn.
The kick is good! And T1 will be winning game number 2. Duro goes down, and in 50 minutes, T1 come back and bring us to game number 3.
Such a marathon.
What does damage?
Look at Duran, he's trying to find Poke from the top side. If he hits Canyon with a Shock Blast, he might just die.
He might just die right here. Like, Canyon needs to be so careful as Shock Blast is going to hit him. And Canyon, yeah, he just dies. Gen G desperate to try to set something up on this objective, and they will be punished heavily for it. T1 immediately call the bluff. Ascaria is in that backline trying to take out Ruler. At least Chovy's able to peel for that, but
He won't let them get away.
not for long. As Doran knocks it down. And T1, they're looking for Chovy here as well. Chovy doesn't have flash. Used it to get that kill earlier as in goes Owner. He's got a shield.
And he gets out.
In and he gets out.
Oh, they're going in again.
Yeah, looking for a play here on a Canyon. Duro desperately trying to just peel, and he doesn't exist, as I've said many times in this game. And now still trying to fight her Gen G, trying to fight behind this Cassante, but in goes Keria again, sets it up. And they just keep baiting Gen G into this fight. We got a TP in from Chovy. He's going to be going down here as well. It is a landslide victory so far for T1.
They are absolutely crushing them. 17-3, and their attention's around mid, and that's given a window in. Gen G.
And they're just going to try to flash in and burst down one target. They do take out Pays, actually. Ruler getting pretty low, but he will survive for now. Keria, though, going to make quick work of him. And eventually it's only Chovy as a carry who's left over. And Gen G, I think they sent it about as well as they possibly could have. But at the end of the day, T1 will continue with the dominance.
How Owner was walking there, was like, maybe I find someone, but it's the,
they're going to go in for a pick here. I mean, Canyon just isolated, and he will be taken down. Duro, though, wants to continue the fight. Not much follow-up there for the side of Gen G, but Keen, pretty gigantic, and now Faker looking to flash over the wall. Might just have the damage. Ruler is isolated, and they do take him down this time around. Keen still uncontrolled, but it's only Keen as he will flash on in to try to save Chovy, and he will be able to. And all of a sudden, okay, Keen is going to go down. It was looking like maybe we had something brewing here for Gen G, but it's still T1 to win the fight, take the ace. In the pit just yet, but on vision here is Willer. Doesn't have his Q, and he's just isolated, has to flash away. Equalizer, pretty big though on that back line. Most of the damage though is only going to hit Keria. And so that's going to be the flash away from Rich as well. Willer not able to get into the pit as Doran is going very deep, trying to force this fight to continue. And he will be able to do exactly that as he does go down. But now actually a bit of damage going over to Lazyfield, going to pick up 2, but straight into the arms of Faker. And Owner, as I said before, very fed and very much ready to party if you would like to. As they're looking for you, Cal. The stun comes through and setting up Faker very nicely. One more wall. We'll get it done into the E. And Faker and Owner get it done together.
Yeah, Rich trying to...
You know, even if you do use it, maybe the cannon minion doesn't die and then you don't have your equalizer for the fight. There's really no good answer for Kiyum Dirhex at this point. Other than trying to force a fight and layering some CC and damage, that's not exactly what I meant, Kiyum, but nice try. As eventually T1 going to press their buttons and just roll their face over the keyboard. We got a triple kill here for Pays, who is the pentakill king. As they're trying to hold this kill, Yukal's like, here, take me. Quadra comes in for Pays.
Pretty tough to kill Rich here with the completed back. See if they can do it.
Oh, he's going to get walled down, and now just a bit more damage as the stun. Oh no, the shield nearly denies it, but it is still another pentakill for Pays as he picks up 2 in the base.
Another penta for Penta Pays in T1.
Storm Surge here for Faker. I mean, he's really, he's doing the boom boom damage at this point. Willer says, well, I got to try something. And something he will try, and then immediately die. And so will Ondel. Eventually, there he goes. Keria also going to survive as he's able to go ahead in there and heal up quite a bit. and Rich, the last one here that will go down, as T1 this time around a bit more straightforward than game number 2, although they still had their fun. They were able to, you know, at least
There's a tiny little blip.
And what's really sad now is we just had IE.
Oh, they did get the Drake, though.
That's something, but we just had IE completed, GA completed for Gideon, Storms.
Pays, he's in a lot of trouble. Does get healed up a bit here, but from Carrier. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, now I'm going, taking so much damage. Owner just hits him to death with the spears. Now Teddy trying to get out of the way, and Audacious charges. Owner is just taking matters into his own hands. It's Doran that claims the kill onto the 80 carry. Finally, Gideon goes down this game as the hammer boot back onto Owner is going to do nothing at all, and casting is just collected. And the bros just ran out of steam.
this gets in with a Cyclone, you're not engaging onto the Anivia. As, speaking of engage, they're going to find just straight up aiming. He's just dead. And now they're going to get Emilio as well. So a 2-for-1 there as T1 get in underneath the turret. As Perfect was pushing top lane, but now he's got to come back.
This might just be an opportunity to end the game with the Baron minions as well. I think KT really going to struggle to do much here. Cuz has a Cyclone at least. But into this T1 composition, it's so hard to find an angle.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to engage onto this? I just don't see it happening. As Cuz, once again, being bullied on the left side, he's not really going to find an angle to engage himself. As the exhaust comes down on a BDD, he doesn't have any summoners. Used it chasing Doran 4 minutes ago. And that's going to be the end of this game. BDD goes down, and so does Perfect. And T1 say, cool lead you got there, Perfect. We don't care. We're the better team.
If Fake had gotten the kill, it could be the reversal, where Faker TP's in. And now Perfect has a massive shield as well. This is going to be difficult to approach.
I don't know exactly how they're going to do this. I mean, they're going to find effort on the right side, but that just means the turn comes through. There's the reflect as Carrier going to get owned there. They do take down the support, as that will be a kill for the Olaf. In goes Doran. Look at his sustain. They can't take him out. Flashes on in. Eventually he goes down, but man, got a lot of value out of that Olaf in the team fight. I mean, he's not a champion right now, and that's going to prompt the TP in effort. Super low himself. But now Doran in the front line, that's going to be the charm on a 2 as he is going on in. They take out BDD, and the Olaf again! Massive value in the back line. And look at this triple kill for Doran! And it just allows the rest of T1 to clean up. Backing away, has that secondary TP available. There it is. Picks up Death's Dance. And KT, I mean,
he's going to be a menace.
They've got a lot of damage already onto this Baron. I don't think T1 can really get in here. The knock up, the kick away from that one, as we got a fight already brewing. And yes, they're going to get the Baron, but what about the fight? As everybody on the side of KT is just trying to run away. Cuz goes down. Owner is going to try to tank it up, gets the knock up in a 2, and it is just a massacre for the rest of KT. Only BDD gets away, and the Elder is about to spawn. The Baron reset, by the way, so they're going to have to chip away at that health bar again. And they say, okay, let's... Oh, no! Play Carrier! Unbelievable angle! He catches 4 in the team fight, and the game just ends! It's just over! Aiming is dead. They all group up for the Seraphine, and Aiming is not able to reflect that one. That is going to do it. TP to bot lane. They're diving Perfect as well, as GA is available, and they do not care. There's the ace! And this game will go into the hands of T1 once again against KT Rolster.
Ends up being a 2-0. T1 further solidifying their position above KT in the standings. And Carrier with an insane...
Oh, as close as it gets, really, at this point. It's pretty insane.
Not sure about this one, Raptor. Just trying to get in onto that rotund hitbox, and he will find out that it is not working as well for him as it does for Nautilus. As now, Carrier trying to get in there with the flash, going to get the slow at least, and now Taeyoon gets locked up. And that might be the end of this one. T1, once again, just kind of bend the rules and mind control Raptor into going in onto Carrier.
Guess we're not going to have that 7th elemental Drake, Valdez. This is going to be a dead Wukong and a dead B&K Fearex as a TP. But the miraculous defense attempt, they got Rise Wave Fluid. See how good it is. There's no Baron here, so maybe.
Clear is very tanky. I mean, he's sitting in the Anivia.
Actually,
ult.
with the Rise wave clear, I guess they defend for another wave. And that means Tatum's up in 20. He's got True Shot. I think T1, it's now or never. If they're going to stay, they're staying.
Clear trying to get in there, trying to peel, but they just go immediately onto Viklas. The timing on the stun not there. But Clear, literally 1v5, trying to make it happen. He's not quite able to. Kellen comes up. Raptor does come up as well. And, I mean, they're still sticking around. Raptor immediately goes in, just gets feared as he's trying to cycle and trying to clear the wave. Kellen, with the follow-up, gets the root on the page.
They're trying to focus the Nexus with Owner. It's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen this time around. T1, they stick around for too long.
Faker has his passive. So he's like, I think we win this no matter what. We just got to focus them down. And then the respawn.
BK Fearx are pushing the mid lane right now, and 7 seconds on the death timers. They might just have enough time. Carrier trying to clear the wave, but the turrets are already down. Paranoia used, and they will clear them off of the Nexus easily. Not even close for BK Fearx as one throw into another, but T1 I think will get the last laugh.
This is too much, Valdez.
There he goes.
Faker POM.
Oh, well, Clear is, yeah, he's dead. And Faker says, we like to make things interesting for our fans, and the fans are loving it.
I don't know what to say, but this game was on a knife's edge for a lot of it, and it ends like this. All right, a bird hits the Nexus, and a man drinks his coffee. TP's here to try to hold this dragon. It'll be the first of the game.
I mean, at least if they set up on an objective, they don't need engage, as Storin is going to find the backline as the knockup from the Rift Herald should be taken down Tane, and they do eventually get him. Owner pretty low, but there's the sweep on a 2 as he's inside the mist, as Faker will fall, but I think Pays, the main carry here, doesn't really care. Flashes in, lands the root, and Doran finishes it off. That's 3 more kills for Pays, by the way, as Owner. Congratulations. The victor, I'm not sure about this. They're just going to oh, God. There's a train behind you, sir. And he is dead. Faker's like, I'm not going to be outdone. Let me trade my flash with 8 flashes of the other enemy team. Owner's like, I didn't get my chance to go in. Oh, that hook was disgusting. As Carrier with the fadeaway depth charge on top of it all, and they just click their buttons in the general direction of the enemy players. It looks like they should get the job done. Pays got a cane. I mean, it is like an anchor, right?
I guess that's why.
Kind of makes sense.
I think that's why it's like that. Is Carrier?
Yeah, well, Carrier not in a great spot here, as the damage from the Gwen should eventually get the kill. And now Pays, maybe he gets taken out as Raptor on the chase, and the ult comes out, and look at the damage. It's just disgusting from miles away. And now we got Torrent coming in from the south once again. Double kill comes through for Pays. Does he pick up another Penta? There's no way. Do not give it to him, says BNK Fearx. Run away as fast as we can. But that is going to be the knockup, and it's a Quadra. And we've all seen this story before. Can they get another one? Pays is like, I just want to push mid, guys. Like,
I think keyboards is there.
All right, well, The Rock is really gonna, yeah, he's actually unkillable.
He has a big shield too now.
Yeah, with the TP, he's feeling pretty good. I mean, Tatum's just not quite there yet.
Jack shows and Chemtech Soul.
All right, Clear's trying to kill the Mel, and he's alone. He will die. Raptor is going to get the angle, though, as he goes very deep. All they're trying to do is kill Pays. That's literally all they care about. They just want to kill Pays. They're not going to be successful about it. BNK Fearx are like, I don't care if we lose the fight. Go for the Mel, and it makes sense because she's super fed. It's not going to work out, and from 12,000 gold ahead, I think T1 has got this one in the bag, Wolf.
Yes.